Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got a couple of actually quite a few of really interesting bodybuilding updates. The first thing we have to talk about, of course, is the Legion Sports Fest, and I'm sorry guys, I did not cover the pre-judging or the finals yesterday, but we have to talk about it still because this is still a pro show. Now, it definitely wasn't exactly a major show. The only guy that really stood out here and was, one of the top Olympians, basically, is Tonio Burton. The only reason he did this show is because it's in his hometown, right? He's already qualified for the Mr. Olympia. He competed twice already. And again, this show is in his hometown, so a lot of his friends and family will be able to see him. And also, another 20 grand won't hurt, so why not? As far as the other guys, nobody was really close to Tonio's level. The guy that stood out was Eric Wood, who was as hard as wood, basically. So as you can see, he was in really good condition. Of course, he's not on the level of Tonio Burton, not even close, but I would say he was surprisingly close. Again, not close, but still I was surprised how close he really was because he brought really good condition here. Tonio is obviously on another level in terms of size, but as far as like the detail, the quality, which is kind of something Tonio is sort of lacking. Like, he does have really good shape, a lot of muscle, good lines, and also pretty low body fat percent always. But if we're talking about the conditioning in terms of details, quality of the muscle, separation, graininess, gnarliness, Tonio is not exactly that sort of a bodybuilder. However, this guy right here, Eric Wood, absolutely is. Now, as far as the top 5, this time around, Luke Carroll did not make it, and both Patrick Moore and Dorian Haywood managed to beat Lucas Carroll. Now, why did it happen? Honestly, guys, I'm not even sure. I don't think he was much worse than he was at a previous show at Cali. I thought he was pretty similar from what I saw at a live stream. I think the other two guys, though, improved for sure, especially Patrick Moore, but Dorian Haywood as well. This is arguably the best Dorian Haywood we ever saw, so I think that's why they beat Lucas Carroll, and again, Eric Wood definitely dominated here because he was super shredded. So as you can see right here, Dorian was, he's always big and full and freaky, but this time around he was actually in pretty solid condition. He won the Masters Olympia 2 years ago, so he's obviously an older bodybuilder, not too old, of course. Masters is, I believe, only after 35, so I don't think it's even above 40 as far as I know. Maybe I'm mistaken, guys. If you know better, correct me in the comment section. So him winning the Masters Olympia doesn't mean he's like 50, but my best guess is that he is over 40, and Patrick Moore, even though his nickname is the future, I think he's also, at least reaching the 40s or in his late 30s. Not sure exactly how old he is. Now, Patrick definitely did improve for this show compared to Cali Pro, but am I like super amazed with his look at this show? No. We already saw him at the Arnold UK. That was a much better look, and also we saw him cracking the top 10 at the Mr. Olympia 7 years ago, so that was the best Patrick Moore. You can't say this is the best Patrick Moore ever. He was the best a long time ago, and also he was better this year at the Arnold UK. Again, Dorian Haywood really improved quite a bit. Like, he was peeled from behind. Like, he was hard, he was big. You could argue that he could potentially beat Patrick Moore here. The only reason why Patrick Moore placed third was because of his shape, in my opinion. So he also posted this video of him posing next to Eric Wood, fighting for that second spot. And again, as you can see, the only advantage that Patrick has here is the shape of his muscle, of his physique, of his structure. Tiny waist, really tiny waist, big arms on top of that. Good, great X frame, not just V taper, X frame. And also from the front, he was decently conditioned, not super diced, but decently conditioned. His side poses are also phenomenal. You can see his hamstring sweep or actually drop. The upper body also crazy fullness in the arms. It's from behind where he absolutely lost. Here you could see that he didn't diet down enough. He didn't get completely shredded. His glutes were still holding a layer of fat or water, whatever it was. I mean, he has a great back. He does have a lot of muscle everywhere, the back, the shoulders, the arms, but the lower body, like the hamstrings and the glutes, they need to be peeled for this guy to look good from behind. However, he still managed to crack that top 3. He was beaten by Eric Wood. Dorian was in 4th, Luke Carroll in 5th, and of course, Tonio Burton won this show without really too much trouble. It was a pretty easy, a pretty obvious win. Whatever you guys think about Legion Sports Fest 2026, tell me down below in the comment section. All right, the next thing we got is another guest posing of Samson Dauda. And yeah, we saw this guy recently at a Pittsburgh Pro, but honestly, if he does a guest posing every single week, every single weekend, from now till the Mr. Olympia, personally, I'm going to be super interested to see what he actually looks like. Because right now, I believe he's probably already dieting down for the Mr. Olympia, and I don't think he's exactly like blasting the gear and trying to peak for the show. Not at this point. I think right now he's just trying to hold on to as much muscle as possible while losing all the excess body fat. So I think that the changes we're going to witness from Samson weekly are going to be drastic. And right here in this video, I mean, I don't think he's looking any better than he did at Pittsburgh, because I also think he prepared better for Pittsburgh. He might have taken a diuretic or something like that, and also he was more fresh. And again, I think he really wanted to dominate that Pittsburgh Pro. In my opinion, he absolutely did. But this is not that important, so I honestly don't see that he got any leaner since then. And should he be getting leaner at this point? I think he absolutely should. I don't think he should just be waiting and preparing for the Mr. Olympia for like 16 weeks and that's it. Personally, if I was coaching Samson, I would definitely have him dieting down since the 25 weeks mark, or even 30 weeks, man. I don't think that would hurt, really. So, again, I don't know what his game plan is, but I'm hoping he's going to try and get in condition fast. Again, this is not bad for what now, 16, 17 weeks out, but I would prefer to see him leaner, to be honest. And maybe he's dropping fat really quickly once he starts dieting. So maybe at 10 weeks out, we're going to see almost ready version of Samson Dauda. We'll see about that. I mean, as far as I know, currently he's still being self-coached, or as they like to say, he's coached by his wife, which means that he's without a coach, really. But there could be a change, guys. I have a hunch. I don't have any info about this. I don't have a source or anything like that. This is just my speculation, my imagination, maybe. I feel like he might be having a coach right now, helping him, an actual coach who is kind of shadow coaching him. But if everything goes well, Samson will probably give him a shout out. We'll see about that. Again, I am not basing this on anything. I just feel like Samson has this sort of confidence that he doesn't usually have, right? I mean, can you notice it? Maybe I'm tripping, man. Maybe he's just more confident in himself and his wife, his team, the same team, but I feel like something is off. I feel like something is going on. I feel like he does have a coach already. Who the hell that coach may be? It could be anybody, so we don't know. Again, nothing to base this on, just my speculation, my opinion, my hunch, my feeling that I have. So we'll see about that. I mean, Samson is looking absolutely insane at this point. We'll see what he's going to look like in another 16 or 17 weeks from now. All right, the next thing we got is a quick little update from the Beast, the machine, one of the freakiest bodybuilders of today, Joe Palacios, who is currently prepping for both Tampa Pro and Texas Pro. And this is going so well, man. And luckily, this guy has a good coach in his corner, and that's Justin Compton, one of the coaches that I personally respect. I feel like Justin Compton is the type of a coach that is going to do whatever is necessary to make you look your absolute best. And I think that's what Joe needs. And he's been making really good progress from year to year, and he brought really good condition before, but I feel like this year is different. Now, of course, at the Texas and the Tampa, he's probably facing another top 10 Olympian, Jordan Hutchenson, who is currently also in crazy shape. Not as big as Joe, not as freaky as Joe, but, you know, pretty complete, pretty big still, and in really good condition, probably better condition than Joe at this moment. But still, I feel like this guy has a really good chance of challenging Jordan, and also Nick Walker could be doing the show as well, Texas or Tampa or both. So we'll see about that. But I gotta say, Joe Palacios currently looks crazy. He's getting grainy. He's staying big. I think over the next 8-ish weeks, he's gonna just keep improving and getting better and better, more conditioned, harder. It's gonna be super impressive to finally see him on stage. The next update we got is from Quint at 2 weeks out of Toronto Pro. Can his glutes be ready in 2 weeks? They absolutely could, if he knew what he was doing with a peak week. If he knew how to do a really aggressive peak week, it's going to get him dry, full, and shredded. I don't think he knows how to do that, so we're probably going to see something similar to this right here, which is still very impressive and could potentially win the Toronto Pro. But especially because no big names are doing it as far as I know. But as far as Quinton, he looks phenomenal. I don't see a ton of progress from last year. Maybe it is going to be different once he's pumped for the stage with the tan, with the oil, under the bright lights. We'll see how good he actually is. But currently, he doesn't really look like he transformed from last year. I just don't see it. Conditioning is fine, not great, but okay. And the size is the same as last year. That's how I see it, guys. And I'm not basing this on only one update. I'm basing this on many updates I've seen from Quinton recently. And that's how I feel. I think we're going to see probably another same version of Quinton. And if another bodybuilder, pretty good bodybuilder, jumps into that show, brings better condition, better peak, they're going to beat Quinton. Even though Quinton has a ton of potential to be the Mr. Olympia potentially someday, he just can't really deliver that perfect peak for any show so far. Did he learn something? Did he hire somebody else? I don't know. But if he did, that would be a good idea. But being this condition, quote unquote, at 2 weeks out, it doesn't really, deliver a lot of promise to me. I don't see him really getting completely shredded in the next 2 weeks. But maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe after he dehydrates, maybe he knows he's holding a lot of water. Maybe once he's actually ready for the stage, he's gonna be lean enough. But these photos are definitely not blowing my mind. Whatever you guys think, tell me down below. All right, the next thing we got is a guest posing from Wilkin. And if you guys saw this, you probably thought about what is he doing? What is he preparing for? Because he's obviously in really good condition. I would say he almost looks like he's peaking at some point soon. He has the hardness, he has the conditioning, the graininess. But as far as I know, he does not plan on competing anytime soon. I think he's qualified already, and he's focused on winning the Mr. Olympia. So my only guess would be that he is this lean because he just wants to stay lean the entire year and still focus on growing. And I think it's pretty much working. Is he at a level of the other top Olympians? I mean, I don't think so. I don't think he's on that level quite yet, but I think he could be there. Yeah, I think it's definitely very possible with his pretty shape, pretty lines. He just needs some more muscle. And, it's kind of strange to say that this guy, being this massive, this freaky, needs some more muscle, but I think he actually does in certain areas. I feel like the other guys, the top guys, are rounder, more well-rounded than Brett. They don't have any massive flaws, and Brett, even though he's also very complete, he just doesn't have that crazy, insane wow factor, but maybe things will change this year, because if this is just his off season without running any orals, without trying to get at hardness, without maybe running tren already, this is super, super impressive. This is insane. I'm guessing he did at least a peak week for this guest posing, you know. At least he probably took a diuretic the night before, but whatever he did, it worked. I mean, he looked insane at this show. So even though he not competing, as far as I know, he doesn't plan on competing, he does look absolutely nuts right now in the off season. Now, I've also seen Brett's video with Martin Fitzwater, in which Martin is kind of describing that he's planning on doing the Mr. Olympia. He speaks about how his month of March was a really tough month for him, but his friend Brett was the one who pulled him out, and he's preparing now. Martin is preparing to compete at the Mr. Olympia. He's qualified by winning the Prague Pro last year. This was the most recent physique update that he posted on his IG. I don't know if that's really current, because in these videos and also the other videos from Martin, it seems like he looks a little bit too scruffy, and in this video he looks really clean. Like, he's all shaven, his beard is gone, his hair looks neat, and this looks absolutely impressive. But again, at this point, I'm not sure if this is really current, but he made it seem like it is, so I don't know better, guys. But as far as what he's saying here, it's that basically he's coming back and he's doing the Mr. Olympia. He's focused on that. He wants to leave a statement, but what kind of statement is he supposed to make? The only statement he needs to make is that he is not exactly a child, a spoiled child, a brat that doesn't know how to act. If he shows that to us and we actually see it, he doesn't speak about it, but on the Mr. Olympia stage, he shakes Nick Walker's hand or Andrew Jack's hand or whoever. And if he would be a good sport after all it happened, it would definitely make a lot more sense. But yeah, as you guys know, he's doing the Mr. Olympia. He's prepping right now. And even here in this little screenshot, you can see exactly how much bigger and better he is than, for example, Brett Wilkin. So even though Brett is huge, Martin just has this pop to everything, man. Biceps, triceps, shoulders, chest, you name it. Let's not even talk about his legs. They're absolutely insane. So I don't think Martin is really that good. I think he's kind of overrated a little, but he's just complete enough that he just has to win some of these shows and place high, because he's very complete, and when he's in condition, that's a very, very impressive package. So we'll see what he's going to bring to the Mr. Olympia stage. How will the pressure affect him? Will he be able to maybe potentially crack the top 3? He does look like he made a lot of progress. Maybe him being off the social media is a good thing for him. It's probably a good thing for a lot of us, but it seems like it's showing on Martin's physique. He looks better. Mentally, physically, he looks great. We'll see what he's going to be able to do for the Mr. Olympia 2026. All right, and the last thing we got to talk about, guys, is HadI Choopan and his most recent physique update. Now, Milos spoke about what his plan is for HadI, and what he says is that he wants to see fuller chest, completely shredded legs from behind as well, for him to be peeled in the glutes and the hamstrings. Will HadI be able to pull that off? I believe he can pull off anything with the proper guidance. 2024 Arnold Classic, HadI brought it, and Vancouver Pro as well, so he knows how to come in condition. Another question that comes up a lot is also, is HadI, are his best days behind him? You know, and I thought about this like every year for the past 3 or 4 years. I'm like, these guys at the top, the older guys, can't always be at the top, can't stay at the top forever. At one point, their bodies are going to start fading away. And personally, with HadI, I still not have seen that, not even slightly. And he's prepped by Milos Sarcev now. For the Arnold, this year, as far as I know, he did not have a coach. And the whole world, especially Iran, everybody was against him. He was running for his safety and his family's safety. So he definitely was, without a doubt, super stressed out. And considering that, he's still placed really well. I mean, top 3 was still a phenomenal result, and he looked pretty good. This year is different. He's way more relaxed, more confident. All he wants to do is train, do Milos's protocols, and show up better than ever. Again, even though he kind of failed at the Arnold, I don't think it was because of his old age or his body changing or his body not responding or an atrophy, nothing like that. He placed third because he just wasn't peaked well. He could have been leaner, he could have been fuller. If he changes those things with Milos this year for the Mr. Olympia, sky's the limit for these two guys. Sky is the limit. And as you can see right here in this photo that he posted, he's lean enough. His legs are always peeled, but you can still see, like, there isn't a lot of work to be done at this point. He needs to get shredded and work on that fullness, roundness. That's going to be an impressive package, man. It's going to be a crazy HadI, I'm sure, with Milos for the Mr. Olympia. Anyways, that's going to do it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, DM me at @bodybuilding_ for coaching. See you soon, guys. All the best, and bye-bye.